And when the receptionist came by again and called applicant number 10, Paul couldn't take it anymore and went to the restroom. He undressed himself and thought to himself, why did I come here? I should have listened to my mother. This was a waste of time.
Open your ear, cause I get the story. Open your ear, cause I get the story. Open your ear, cause I get the story. Sophia tells a story. She tells a story.
Hello everyone, welcome to Sophia Storytell. My name is Sophia Alhassan. I hope you've watched my previous stories. If you haven't, please do. I know you will learn a lesson from it. Now today's story is titled A Dream Come True. This story is about a man named Paul. Paul is 35 years old. He is hardworking and smart. After losing his father, he became the breadwinner of his family. He is the eldest child. Paul has always dreamt of getting a job that would take him abroad. He did all sorts of jobs just to provide for his family, but all this did not stop him from studying as he was in the university. Years later, Paul graduated as a first-class student. He applied to so many companies, did so many interviews, but he was not successful. His friends laughed at him for dreaming so high. Even his mother told him to take up a loan to start a business so he could settle down. Paul was devastated and sad and thought to himself, I think my mother is right. Maybe I should take up this loan. One afternoon, Paul received a message for a job interview in 2 days' time. Paul thought again, maybe I should take this interview for the last time. If I am not successful, I will have to listen to my mother. Paul prepared himself for the interview. 2 days later, Paul stepped out and went to the venue. When he got there, he stood outside to check himself for the last time. While he was doing that, he heard a car honking, calling the attention of the gatekeeper. Paul noticed the gatekeeper was not there and quickly he went to help out. The car owner parked in and asked him, "What is your name?" Paul told him his name. The car owner thanked him and they both went their separate ways. During the interview, out of the 10th applicant that came from the interview, Paul was the number 3. The receptionist called the first 2 applicants, and when it got to Paul's turn, the receptionist jumped to number 4. The receptionist came by again and called applicant number 5 to 7. Paul was surprised as to why he was not called and went to approach the receptionist. The receptionist told him, "Mr. Paul, please go and sit down. You will be called soon." Paul went back to his seat calmly and patiently, waiting to be called. The receptionist came back again and called applicant number 8 to 9. Paul went back and asked the receptionist, "Ma, you haven't called me." And the receptionist said again, "Mr. Paul, please go and sit down. You'll be called soon." Paul sat down once again. And when the receptionist came by again and called applicant number 10, Paul couldn't take it anymore and went to the restroom. He undressed himself and thought to himself, why did I come here? I should have listened to my mother. This was a waste of time. Paul decided to go home. Feeling devastated as he was about going out, the receptionist called him. "Mr. Paul, it is your time for the interview." Paul was surprised and told the receptionist, "Sorry ma'am, I can't do this interview. You can see I am undressed." The receptionist said, "It is fine, you can come in." As Paul was going in, he heard a voice from behind. "Mr. Paul, is this the closing hours?" Mr. Paul looked behind him and replied, "I am not a staff here." The man said, "Yes, I know." Do you know who he was? Guys, guess. Don't worry, I will tell you. The car owner. Do you remember the car owner that Paul has helped in the morning? Yes, he is the CEO, the boss of the company. He apologized to Paul for delaying. He told Paul that he has instructed the receptionist to delay him all this while. He told him that after Paul had helped him in the morning and he has seen Paul's CV, he has sent Paul credentials to his company in Europe that Paul will be the manager over there. Do you know what? Paul is allowed to take his family or whosoever he wants to. Paul was overwhelmed. He was on cloud 9. Can you imagine how Paul got his dream job? You can see how kindness, patience have given Paul the dream job that he wanted. If Paul didn't help Mr. Sam from the beginning, I believe that Mr. Sam would have noticed him. So, we shouldn't give up on our dream. Yes, I know the road might be rough, but if you are determined, you will get there. Your dream will come. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I would love to know what you have learned from this story. Please do write it on the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to my page. Like and share to your loved ones because I believe they will need it. Thank you.